Nancy, are you taking a flyer on Spirit AeroSystems or staying away?
By the way, I saw your tweet last night, Brian. Very brave, very brave.
Fine.
So listen, I think there's a big problem here. And Phil, he totally nailed it in his discussion. It's a quality control problem and a cultural problem. So since the first crash, this stock is down 60% in October of 2018. It's down 60%. It's hemorrhaging free cash flow. That's only going to get worse as we see delays of some of these planes now on the fuselage issue. They're in contract negotiations with Boeing and Airbus. I just think, and an interim CEO, which is exactly how Calhoun became CEO of Boeing. I think there are better places to be. So you got to pop in the stock last week. I would run for the exits. This is a sell in my view.
Sell, in your view, can't be more direct than that. Yeah, I flew back on the 9, didn't even think twice about it, but some people do. Oh, by the way, FAA Administrator Michael Whitaker's I'm just being breaking news. I got to put my hand to my ear. Here we go. Michael Whitaker, the FAA Administrator, will be on Squawk Box tomorrow morning at 7:10 a.m. Eastern Time. Obviously, talk more about that, and I'd like to also ask them why they built the security checkpoint at Terminal 8 at Newark the way they did, but that's a different issue, Nancy. All right, next up, Spotify stock soared. It's up more than 80% of the past year, but they're in the middle of a cost-cutting push. They've had a bunch of layoffs. People are focused on their premium subscriber tier numbers. And, oh, yes, there's the Taylor Swift effect, too. Apparently, she announced a new album last night at the Grammys after winning pretty much everything. Do you own Spotify? Are you thinking about owning it? If you own it, do you want to sell it?
We own it. We're hanging on. I don't think you want to chase it because it's pretty expensive on an enterprise value to EBITDA basis. We use relative price to sales ratio. It's still pretty attractive. What am I paying for a future unit of sales? But you're right. The cost cutting is crucial. I think also they're monetizing podcasting, which I think is very important. This management has pivoted with the Joe Rogan contract renegotiation. They've done away with exclusivity. And so their ad spend on their ad revenue on other platforms should improve pretty dramatically. Free cash flow is very strong, and the management has a new CFO that we think will continue the discipline of cost cutting and expanding margins. So on weakness, I would buy. If you own it, it's a hold.
All right, moving on. And we just talked about semiconductors, Nancy, with Deirdre Bosa and how they're all so different. So let's talk about NXP Semiconductors. Good run, like most semis, up 20% in 3 months. Morgan Stanley says they're bracing for sort of a chip correction, but talked about how NXP's auto exposure could help insulate it from any, or if it happens, any other downturn. Kind of goes to the point, Nancy, that not all chip companies are built the same. Do you see opportunity here?
Yeah, we own it, and we would be buying more on weakness. But I will say this, the company has been very disciplined on inventory management. So they've got about a month and a half of inventory in the channel. They're going to raise that to 2.5 months, which will really provide support to revenues at the tune of about $500 million this year. They've been really aggressive in raising the dividend, 52% annualized over the last 5 years. Should get an announcement today, somewhere in the 20 to 25% range. But I think what you really want to focus on with autos is even if the auto segment is flat to up 1%, which is 55% of revenues, there are more chips going into every combustible engine car and EV. So we think that will also cushion some of the potential slowness. And so we'd like the stock and we would be adding to it.